I'm here in the Copthorne Hotel in Slough, or Slough Windsor, as they're calling it, to make it sound like it's not just in Slough. Last night, I ate here in the Indian restaurant. And I said in that video that I might do kind of like a hotel review of the place. Now, unfortunately, I'm kind of running short on time, and that's not going to happen today. But I'd be really interested to know. Let me know in the comment section below if that's something you'd like to start seeing on this channel. Obviously, I'm travelling around quite a bit. I do stay in hotels fairly regularly. If I find interesting ones, would you like to see the occasional, maybe once a month kind of hotel review where we look at the bedroom, we look at the public areas, the facilities and whatever, as well as the hotel breakfast? Maybe it's something you guys would like to see. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. But today, we're just going to head downstairs and get the breakfast here. Now, I had quite a good deal on this hotel, so I'm wondering how good the breakfast is going to be, because it's fairly cheap kipping here for the night, and I've had a few bits thrown in. I'll talk about them downstairs. Anyway, let's get down there and see what a breakfast's like. Right then, folks, come in, found myself a seat. Basically, you can just choose where you want to sit. I'm going to describe this room as functional rather than especially welcoming. Very much kind of like a sort of business hotel kind of vibe. Now, I'm going to mix things up a little bit compared to my usual, because I've gone for some toast first with a little bit of jam. Normally, I save something sweet for the end, don't I? I just fancy this to kind of perk me into the day. Got myself a coffee. Again, self-service, just into a mug here. Good thing is I've got a flat white out the machine, and it was only about 2/3 full, so I've managed to stick a double espresso in as well, which hopefully will zhuzh things up a little bit, give me a little boost into the morning. Now, toast, obviously, again, making it yourself. You're putting it into the toaster machine. Interesting, this one. One side comes out thoroughly cooked, the other side not. There we go. Obviously, I'd made my little toast pyramid thing there to stop the toast sweat happening. We're going to get a little bit of this going on with some strawberry jam. I'll save one of the bits of toast to go with my breakfast. There we go. I'll get some butter on there. It's not a branded butter, it's just a cheapo little pat of butter there. Now, I did notice over on the breakfast selection, they have got one small plate of cheese and one small plate of ham. So I guess you can call that a Continental selection. But yeah, it's not a very exciting one, that's for sure. What's also a little bit weird here, and you'll probably see this from the camera angle, the tables are really low compared to the seating. You can barely fit your legs underneath when you're sat down here. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to kind of show you me and the food at the same time, because to get the food in, I've got to chop my head off. Bit weird. Anyway, bit of toast and strawberry jam. Nothing special. Only very, very cheap bread there. They've got a couple of pastries, just croissants, pain au chocolat. I've not been over and had a proper look at the hot breakfast selection yet. But once I've had this bit of toast and a couple of slurps of my coffee, we'll go over and get some of that. A little glass of juice or something as well. Been up and got myself something from the hot breakfast selection. I'm going to say that's about the most uninspiring hot breakfast selection I've seen in any hotel anywhere. Bacon, pretty undercooked looking. Sausages, just a real mixed bag. Fried eggs look like they've been cooked a week or so ago. The scrambled eggs look like they weren't cooked. There's beans, there's tomatoes, there's hash browns, there's mushrooms, and that's all she wrote. No black pudding, nothing sort of interesting. beyond the very, very basics. Included in the very, very basics again. Brown sauce, nothing branded. So they're obviously just bringing in the cheapest of the cheap. Yeah, we'll see though. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt till we taste it. Now, they're supposed to be Cumberland sausages. So hopefully at least they'll have a little bit of flavour to them. They're quite diddy little ones. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of something inside there. That might be pepper, might be herb. Very dry. I'm going to suggest the meat content in this is not particularly high. I think there's a bit of rusk in there. Just doesn't have that juiciness about it that you like to have with a sausage. Yeah. Oh dear. Let's go on to the bacon. So, I picked the best kind of cooked one I could find. A lot of them, the fat was still very, very white in colour. A reasonably thick piece. But again, cut in like it's pretty dry. Oh, and it is. Let's try a bit with some more fat in it. Because that first part was like vaguely bacon flavoured cardboard. The brown sauce isn't even helping. It's not very good. That's very disappointing. Very disappointing. They're the kind of two things you want a star on your cooked breakfast, aren't they? Your sausage and your bacon. And neither of them are here. The scrambled egg. Now, I know some people more like their scrambled egg like this. It was very, very, very sloppy. Absolutely zero seasoning in there. And you can see from the colour of it, they've obviously added quite a lot of milk or something into there to eke it out. It's affecting the colour, it's affecting the consistency, it's affecting the flavour. It doesn't even taste of egg. And like I say, no seasoning to it whatsoever. The fried egg. The fried egg. Now this has got Haribo vibes, hasn't it? And there might be a little bit of give in the yolk there. Yeah, there's a little bit of run in the yolk. So that's not so bad. Is this going to save the day? It's not bad. It's not bad. In fact, we'll give it more of a chance. We'll put a little bit of seasoning on the top. There we go. A little bit of salt and pepper. And you can see it's kind of oozing all over the plate here. The yolk. Best item so far. By a country mile. Hash brown. Decent enough colour to it. Again, just the regular, cheap as you like. Frozen. We're going to get some of this egg yolk on there. No. This is exactly the reason that I have an issue with hash browns on breakfast. It's really cheap. It's not crispy. It's just hard on the outside, you know? When they're fresh, they come out of the fryer, you do get that crispiness to them. You put them under a heat lamp, the oil on there and whatever, and it just goes hard. Come on, Greeno. Bit of mental fortitude here. You can do this. Tomatoes. Again, I love to have these cooked all the way through. And these actually do look pretty decent. The only possible issue I see here, they look like very, very sort of cheap salad tomatoes. So no matter what you do with them, you're never going to end up with an intense tomatoey flavour. And it hasn't got that at all. Again, completely unseasoned. A crack of pepper over the top wouldn't hurt anyone when they're cooking them. Or a few herbs or something like that. Just bland. I've got a little scoop of beans here. They were nice and hot in the little bowl that was there. Obviously under the heat lamp or whatever. They must be being heated from underneath too, because they were kind of bubbling away. They're okay. It's not a Heinz bean or anything that kind of quality. They're not bad. They're not bad. One thing I did like, the plates. A, they're a decent sized plate. And B, they were really hot. But I had to pick it up with a napkin because it was that warm. So it's going to keep your breakfast warm. That's good. Just the breakfast isn't. Got a juice to go with it. Come on. Normally I have apple juice with breakfast. I just fancied orange today. Clearly just like cartons of juice squeezed into a little thing with some ice just to keep it cool. That's a disappointing breakfast, is that? I can't remember on this channel featuring one that I liked less since I went to that place down in Torquay that had the really dodgy sausages. And that was almost 2 years ago. So it's been a while. Do I go and get myself anything else? Do we try the cheese and ham? I mean, there's no bread to go with it beyond the cheap toast bread. We'll go and have a look. Last chance here. Copthorne Hotel Slough Windsor. The cheese and the ham here, you can see. I decided to go a bit continental. I have to pinch a knife from another table because even though I'm at a table set for 4, it only had 2 knives on it. So let's open this croissant up. We're going to go kind of continental here. Get that open and we're going to get the ham and the cheese inside. So the cheese is just triangles of something kind of, I don't know, Edam or something along those lines. The ham, just very, very regularly. I mean, I don't know if you can see on the camera how kind of wet that looks. That's obviously just, you know, cheapish sliced ham out of a packet. Here we go. Come on. At least be worth eating. I'm still hungry. The croissant itself is quite doughy, giving the impression of quite a cheap one. There's no lamination really going through in the middle of it. Cheese is bland. I don't know what you'd call plastic cheese, if you know what I mean. Very manufactured. The ham, let's try that a little bit by itself. Just doesn't taste of anything. It's clear to me here that they've done this as budget conscious as they possibly can. There is not one single item I've found that's made me sit up and go, yeah, I like that. I mean, coffee machine coffee. Disappointing hot items. Toaster that only cooks toast on one side. And a croissant that, if you didn't feel it in your mouth, you wouldn't know it was there because it doesn't taste of anything. I'm going to head into a different part of the hotel. We'll talk about what my stay here has cost me and why that might suggest the breakfast isn't very good. I'll speak to you in a minute. Oh, thank God for that double espresso in there. So I've left the breakfast room and I've come out into the bar area to sum up here. Now, I promised you I was going to talk you through what I've paid for this hotel for the night and what was included in that. So, included in the bill, parking, which if it wasn't included would cost me £10. There was a free drink voucher in the bar and 10% discount on food and soft beverages, not beer or anything, which I actually used in the Indian restaurant here last night, so I got a 10% discount on my bill there. So with that drink and the bit on the food, probably end up a tenner saved, so something like that, £20 in total. It also gives you free use of the gym facilities here. Unfortunately, the pool and the sauna and the jacuzzi and all that sort of stuff is closed for refurbishment at the moment, so there's only just a gym there and, you know, me. Do I look like I go to the gym very often? Not really, but, you know, it is available should people want it. The actual bill for the night, bearing in mind, okay, I stayed on a midweek night, a Wednesday evening, in the autumn, not in the school holidays or anything. It only cost me £78 to stay here the night. And quite a nice room too. Quite a nice room. Not perfect, I mean, it's a bit tatty around the edges. Certain things need a little bit of updating, a little bit of tidying up. And I think that's the case all around the hotel. It's got real potential, this place. It's in a great location, right by the M4, just the Slough side of the M4 rather than the Windsor one, but it's a tourist kind of location. You know, you get coach parties of American and Chinese and Japanese tourists and whatever staying here, no problem at all. To get into Windsor the next day, it's around the corner from Legoland, that sort of thing, so you're going to get families staying over. They just need to up their game a little bit, I think. You know, I mean, the service around the hotel is fine. It's not anything out of the ordinary, but it's okay. Checking in process and all that was fine. But that breakfast was just not good enough. And it's obviously a conscious decision to use low-cost ingredients here. It's not that it was badly prepared particularly. It's just that the produce that they're using isn't good enough. For the sake of putting another quid or two on your hotel bill, just buy some better sausages. It's not hard, is it? You know, get some cheese and some ham that actually tastes of something. Buy a toaster that works on both sides for a start. Yeah, that's really quite disappointing, isn't it? Quite disappointing. I've got to give it a score, and I'm not scoring the hotel as a whole. Because like I said, this isn't a hotel review. I'm going to score that breakfast. Does it fill a hole? Yes. Was there anything that's like inedible? Well, I mean, a hash brown pretty much. The scrambled eggs were heading that direction. I mean, I think it's got to be like a 1.5 out of 5, maybe? Something along those lines. Nothing better than that. Okay. You're going to say you get what you pay for. And maybe that is the case. Maybe that is the case. I don't know how much this hotel costs, though. If you're coming here, maybe in the summer holidays or a half term or something like that, when you're going to have family staying for Legoland, when there's more tourists around, I bet you the rooms here are at least double, if not a bit more than that. Does it get Greeno's green light? I mean, okay, staying here for the night for the price I paid? Yeah. Would I do it again? I would. Find somewhere else to eat breakfast, though. That's for sure. The breakfast does not get a green light. And it's pretty much heading towards a red light, I think. Yeah, pretty poor, pretty poor. I can't sit here rabbiting all day. I've got things to do, people to see, places to be. You know, busy life of a food reviewer. So I need to get sorted out and get out of here. Where are you going to find me next? Who knows? You'll have to watch and see what happens on the next video. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget, click a thumbs up on it for me. It does help the channel. You can even do that hype thing if you can. Whatever the hell that does. Who knows? And if you're not yet subscribed, you know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, ding your bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Right, I'm going to go and pack up. I'll see you next time, folks. Bye for now.